take a quick shout out to everybody watching right now. We have nearly 200 people already in here. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you would pay attention to the banner down at the bottom of the screen, that'll tell you all the socials to follow us on. Hit that bell, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. That way you can see everything here. CJ, so I got a question for you. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Never.
Oh, he broke my heart.
Like, okay, but like, why? Is it did you get traumatized by it, or is it something you've never had?
I've had it once. It's just like this is not. It's like fruit. You're not supposed to put something sweet on a pizza. That ain't right.
All right.
And I'm a pepperoni guy, so
you're what?
Pepperoni guy. That's it. Meat lover. I can do a meat lover, but that's about it.
Meat lover.
See, I actually do pineapple and pepperoni together.
Man, look now. Why would you admit this, man? Y'all can't be best friends now, Chris. Golly, that's just awful. All right, real quick, a song you play on repeat.
A song I play on repeat.
Yeah,
I guess I would say like on game day, "Dreams and Nightmares." "Lord Knows" by Meek Mill. Okay. "Lord Knows" by Meek Mill.
There you go.
I like it a lot.
There you go. That's awesome. Chris, you start this thing, man. This is one of your dreams. Have at it.
You're gonna make me go first, huh?
Yes, I am. I absolutely am.
So, CJ, I know in your career at Vanderbilt, you've played both linebacker and safety. With Coach Lee now calling the defense, how has that transition been for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's at the start, like in the early spring, it was kind of frustrating at times, just, because I played linebacker / safety, like the hybrid position for 2 years. So I learned it like in the back of my hand. And then now I'm the older guy. I'm supposed to be leading by example, and I'm learning a new position. So it's kind of frustrating in ways. But I got along with it, and it was towards the end of spring. It kind of came to me like natural.
Okay, and of course you've got the athletic ability. It comes in the family, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So tell everybody who some of your family members are. A lot of people probably don't know who you're related to that have played this game before. So tell everybody who your family members are.
Yeah, I'm related to Alante Taylor, Juwan Jennings, and DJ, which his name is DeCorian. But those are three of my relatives that have played at this level or further as Alante and Juwan.
Okay,
there you go.
You got any questions, Cody?
I sure do. So during your recruitment to Vanderbilt, I know that obviously there was a coaching change at the end. So what led into you saying, you know what, this is it. Vanderbilt is the school? Because obviously I know you could have changed.
Yeah, I wasn't heavily recruited out of high school. Most people probably know that. But I would say one of the reasons why I came to Vanderbilt was it wasn't Coach Lee, or it wasn't obviously like I love Coach Lee, but at that time I didn't really know what he was about. Obviously I knew he was a genius on the defensive side of the ball, but I didn't really know him personally or anything like that. But Barton Barton was working at 247 at the time, and people from McMinnville don't really get 247 accounts made for them. So Barton made me one. And then that was when I picked up Mississippi State, Arkansas State, all the schools. So at the end of it, it was between Mississippi State, Arkansas State, and Vanderbilt. And I kind of stopped messing with Mississippi State at the time because they didn't want me to commit when I first got the offer. But as soon as Vanderbilt offered me, they wanted me to commit. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So I was waiting to signing day. So I fell off Mississippi State. And then I was actually about to go to Arkansas State. And then Barton called me that night before signing day and was like we whenever I made that account, he wasn't using it like over my head or anything like that, but he was just saying like, hey, like I'm taking the job. I'm at Vanderbilt. I'm the general manager here. Like, let's make it right. Let's do it together. Like, he asked me what game I wanted to win, like where I want to play and what I want to win. And I was like, I want to beat Florida in the Swamp, which obviously that didn't happen, but we did beat Florida in Nashville. So I came to Vanderbilt, and I kind of accomplished one of those goals. So
there you go. So you say Coach Lee is a genius on defense. Yeah. So in your time now, obviously you've really grown to know him over the years. What is it like now, your last year playing, and he's really taking a heavier emphasis on the defense? What's your take on all that?
Yeah, I mean, I get to ask a great guy a lot of questions. So obviously, if I want to play football at the next level, I'm going to have to be kind of a genius in myself. Like I'm going to have to be able to answer questions on spot. I'm going to be able to see things faster than other people see things. And I don't think there's any other guy that I want on my side to help me learn that than Coach Lee.
Sure, absolutely. George, go ahead, man.
Yeah. With your cousin DJ, who played at Wake in Western Kentucky, and of course Alante, who went to the school that shall not be named and is now in the NFL. What drove you to believe what drove you to believe you can do that?
Yeah, so Alante went to Cobb County, and that's a school that is kind of like
Right.
an arch nemesis, a rivalry. But I never got to play against him because he was a little old. But what drove me to believe that I could do that was my dad. I mean, growing up, he always pushed me to be the best in my age group, and even I was playing older guys since I was growing up. But like it was always like I felt like I was able to play with the older guys, whether they be 12 years old when I was 8. It didn't matter. It was like I always felt like I belonged. So really, I've always felt the sense of belonging when it came to football, and obviously having relatives that I can look up to. Alante gave me words of wisdoms. My first game starting against Alabama, which obviously that's a long down the line, but anytime I have any questions or I'm nervous, I'll text him. He'll shoot me some words of encouragement.
There you go. Well, and by the way, I didn't write those questions, so I don't want to sound like an idiot trying to read somebody else's stuff. But anyway, I do have a question. Do what?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. Dominic Ambrose asks, who's that guy on the other side of the ball, your team, you love going up against that just brings out your best?
Yeah, so
I stumped him.
Currently on our team, I'm just gonna say that. Okay. I would say Diego.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. He's a guy that like he has that competitiveness that I've had, and I've been surrounded with siblings and relatives, like I was saying. But he's one of the guys, like I've known him for 3 months, but he feels like a brother. And that's not like, I know you probably hear that about everybody that says like, oh, that's my brother. But no, like on the field, whenever we're going at it, it feels like it's like I've known him for 5 years. So
there you go.
Gotcha. How is the quarterback competition actually looking right now? Like, are they real? Is it like a real like battle right now, like head-to-head war, or like what's going on there?
Yeah, so in the spring or going into like OTAs and stuff like that, it's really been a great competition. It's kind of eye level, and obviously fall camp's about to start, so maybe one of them will pull away. I don't really know, but I think it's gonna be. I'm ready to see it myself too. So I think it's gonna be interesting.
That's good. Sports Bites podcast actually has a question for you. What one word of advice to Texas and Oklahoma fans coming into the SEC for the first time would you give?
It's a long season, dog.
Good.
I like it.
Love that answer.
Okay, I
love that answer. I wanted to ask to piggyback off of Dominic's question. What is that one guy on the other side of the ball that's not on your team that drives you to bring your best?
I would say Will Shep. In times like, he was my roommate last year, so obviously he's not on our team anymore. But he's a guy that like you see him in practice. Like I know, like some people can't get him to give him their best, but he knows if he doesn't, and I win a rep, I'm not gonna let him hear it down or let him live it down. So whenever me and him line up against each other, he's always he gives me a smirk or I'll give him a smirk, and he knows it's time. So I would say, and he's I think he's a top 10 receiver in the nation. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. So you won Mr. Football as a senior in high school. Would you trade that award for a state championship?
No. I answered that no. I answered that a no, but like I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not selfish because in ways I am, and you got to be selfish to accomplish what you want. But I don't know. That's a good question. I think I don't think anybody can top that question that you just asked.
Okay.
I mean, I guess realistically, though, if y'all got the state championship, you probably would have gotten the other as well.
Yeah, but that's like, you can put that in college terms too. Would I rather give the Jim Thorpe Award or go to a bowl game and win a bowl game? I mean, that's a question that like people, I don't think you can win with that answer. So
that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, he's probably had that question for like 3 years sitting on ready if he ever got the opportunity to ask it to you. So, Seth Stanley has a question for you. Is Nate as fast in real life as he is on the game? I love playing with Baby Vic.
Yeah, dude. I think he might be the fastest player on our team. I might be reaching. I think he is. He's at least top 5, top 3 on our team in sense of speed.
I gotcha. So speaking of the game, I got to ask, how do you feel about your rating on the game? Do you agree with it?
Yeah, I think that's I think that was the worst it could have gotten. I think I'm a top 10 safety in the country, so I think it could have been better, but I'll take an 88.
I mean, they couldn't give you just 2 more points.
I mean, I've literally 2 more points, man.
I've seen I went on there and I've seen some of the guys on the list, and I mean, I don't pull nobody down. I'm glad they got the rating they got, but I think they changed it throughout the season. So
I'm hoping they do that like they do with Madden, like the live updates.
That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard.
I know. I can't imagine one person has like a bad game one week and their rating drops like 10 points like that.
Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to be able to do that for like 11,000 people. I don't know. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
That
was one thing. I mean, like I was like, man, like he couldn't give you 2 points. This dude's a beast. Like, and here's the thing too. Like, of those other safeties in the game that are rated a 90.
Yeah.
Like, do you put yourself behind them, or are you like up to par with them? Like, I mean, because like you said yourself, you're top 10 safety in the country. I mean, like I don't know. I can't even think of another safety that's like that I would put like above you, like per se in the game at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys. I mean, there's Malachi Starks. He's a great guy. He's a great talent.
Yeah.
Obviously, Caleb Downs at Ohio State now, but
them
2 guys right there, I'll look and be like, all right. But anyone else, I mean, I'm looking at them like, really? But
there you go. I love it.
I like that.
I love it. Josh Hansen says 7-5, 3-5. Heard it here first. There you go. So he's optimistic for you there. And Trevor says doors are coming. Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
That's my guy, Trevor.
Yes.
Oh, Trevor? Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So
somebody.
I think I know the answer to this question. College Sports Villains ask, which team do you want to beat the most? I feel like I know the answer to that. I hope I'm not wrong.
No, I mean, it'll be my last. I mean, yeah, Tennessee, I would love to, take that one for sure.
And Rating the Air podcast, they ask, what are you going to do to separate yourself from Maxwell Hairston for the Thorpe Award?
I think that that Maxwell guy from Kentucky, I think that I don't think he's going to win it. So, if anything, I think it'll be like I said, Caleb Downs or Max Worship, one of them guys, or not Max Worship, Caleb Downs or the guy from Georgia.
Yeah.
Awesome. Malachi Starks.
Yeah, Malachi Starks. He's a dude. He's a guy that so obviously I'm transitioning to like that safety position. So I played it at times, but he's a guy that I don't look up to him by any means, but like I look at him like, I like his game. So
that's fantastic. We got some Vanderbilt fans in here. That's for Dag, I'm sure. We already got a big old middle finger to UT in the comment section there. Right. So I was actually going to ask this myself, but Rating the Air podcast took it out of me. What will you tell NFL scouts that makes you different than Downs and Starks?
Yeah, I think I'm the better tackler out of all 3 of them. or if I'm including me into those three. I think I'm the best tackler of them. Downs is he's an electric player. I think that in a sense that like he can guard in the nickel or in the nickel spot. He can. I think that's what separates him. But I would say what separates me is my ability to blitz off the edge, my ability to fit into the run game. I think that the next level for me is guarding the slot. So if I could take a little bit of Caleb Downs' ability to guard in the slot, I think I'd be easily a top 2-round pick. So I would say the only thing that separates me from them would be the ability to fit in the box, which both of them can do it, but I just think I do it better than them. And then blitzing. But obviously Malachi Starks is his game, dude. It's all around. And then Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs. Out of all three of us, I can say that Caleb Downs is a guy that if you ask the scout, he's too young to get drafted, but I think he has a high ceiling for sure.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, we're talking to CJ Taylor, Vanderbilt football, starting safety. CJ, a question in the comments. Seth Stanley says, CJ, remember the border rivalry against Desmond Noakes?
Yeah, I ain't ever lost it. Well, my sophomore year, I was coming off of knee surgery, but I played like half that game. But besides that, I ain't never lost to them, so I don't know about that rivalry for real.
Oh, there you go.
I like it.
There you go. All right, when
Okay,
do y'all go?
so
Go ahead.
What lessons did you learn in your time at Vanderbilt to make you better and help lead the defense?
Yeah, I think that it's been such a bumpy road for me mentally and physically. I would say I've dealt with some injuries that, it's taught me just to like stay humble and persevere through challenging things. And then I've also learned just to like your time will come. So my sophomore year, we had like it was like 4 safeties, Dericky, me, Mahoney, and Max Worship. And obviously Dericky's still here with me currently, but I was the 4th one at that time. And I just, I waited my turn, and I could have easily left. And I waited my turn, and things played out in my favor. And then I started the last 8 games. I started all the SEC games my sophomore year, and then that's whenever the Missouri play happened, the Kentucky game, all them games happened. So that's been a lesson that I'll never forget. Is just let go of your ego, and your time will come. So yeah, I think that putting your ego aside, and learning from people's mistakes. And then persevering through injuries and challenging things, I would say that's what I've learned the most.
Sure. So what's your thoughts on Coach Kill joining the staff?
Yeah, so Coach Kill is like more on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of like the offensive head coach in ways, and then he oversees everybody. But like me and him haven't had that many running. Like I haven't ran into him much. Obviously, he talks to us as a team sometimes. He's a very intelligent guy, and he knows how to lead for sure. He knows how to make you want to run through a wall. So I would say I'm glad he's with us, and he brings a winning culture to Vanderbilt. So obviously it's good to have him around.
Yeah, it's funny you say running through a wall for him, because he had a quote. He had an interview like about a month or so ago, and when Chris actually shared it with me, I was like, dude, I would run through a wall for this freaking guy. So,
yeah,
that's right.
awesome.
He absolutely did.
So speaking of Coach Kill, he got the tattoo for New Mexico State. It was a promise he made to his team. What kind of promise has he made to Vanderbilt players if they get to a bowl game this year?
Yeah, we haven't even. I don't think we haven't even. He may have made some promises to the offensive guys, but I haven't had that conversation with him yet, so I don't really know.
Okay,
but I'm sure he'll do whatever.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, I would be surprised if he didn't get a tattoo himself.
okay. And here's a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about is the transfer portal. Of course, Vanderbilt lost Will Shepard, AJ, lost a bunch of dudes in portal, but they got some in. What is your opinion about the wide open transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, it gives people the opportunity to find what they think is best for them. So I think it's a good thing. The transfer portal is a good thing because obviously you get to negotiate what you think you're worth nowadays with NIL and stuff like that. So that's a good learning for, whenever you get a job. Football, if you just knock football out of the way, whenever you think you deserve a job or a raise in your job, it gives you the ability to. That's not the first time you're doing it, because if you played college in this time and age, you get to do that with NIL. So I think that it gives you the ability to bet on yourself, which is a good, valuable piece that you need to learn. And then obviously it shows what loyalty is, and I mean, I think it's a good thing for both sides for sure.
There you go. So, okay. So I know like what the cameras show Vanderbilt football, what, maybe some people's public opinion of Vanderbilt football is. Take us behind the scenes. All right. Take us through Vanderbilt football, day-to-day activities. Like how do you guys get ready? How do you guys get set? Like, take us through that.
Yeah. Obviously people see, I mean, in today's world, you can make you can make anybody believe what you want. So, obviously people post video workouts like, oh, that team looks like they're working hard. But even with Coach Steiner, he's the new addition that we got to like the strength staff. And like whenever he first got there, he was like, there will be no videoing. Like he doesn't want people in the weight room videoing because it doesn't matter. Like the 125 people in that circle know what we're putting in, know what we can pull out. So I would just say like some things that we do, like Coach Lee stressed this, and a transfer Chase Mitchell from Liberty, he stressed it too. Like he's a really good leader. And like when we see each other in the hall, we always tell each other, hey, like, what's up? You'll never see a Vanderbilt football player walk by another player just on their phone. We always acknowledge each other. Just trying to build, because like you were saying with the transfer portal, like people come in for a year, leave a year. Like you never get a chance to build a true relationship. So at Vanderbilt, we try our best to, build on, we always say true brotherhood, and like every team says that, but we try to actually live it day in and day out. So I would say that's one of the biggest things we do on a day-to-day basis is acknowledge each other's presence around each other. So
there you go. And then this is asked a couple times in the comments, so I'll just go ahead and ask it. Is there any chance that you're getting gold jerseys?
I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I don't think that Nike makes that color anymore.
That is
okay. There you go.
So another question that's come up a couple times in the chat is, other than yourself, of course, who on the defensive side of the ball will make the most impact at Vanderbilt that nobody's talking about?
That nobody's talked about. So I'm not going to say Ned Langston because a lot of people have mentioned him. I'm not going to say DeRicky because he's been there for a while. I'll say either Kobe Taylor, transfer from Wyoming, or Zaylen Wood, transfer from MTSU, or my last one, I'll say Randon Fontenette. He's a transfer from TCU. He's playing my old position, and he's a freak. So
I've seen tape on him. Yeah, he is a freak.
Yeah, I think he'll be the eye opener for sure.
And along those lines, of the freshmen, which one do you think makes the biggest impact defensively?
Dante. I think he presents the. I think he'll win a Jim Thorpe not before this year, but before his career's over, wherever that is, or whenever that is. I think he could be a 3-year guy. So I think he'll win a Jim Thorpe when he's all said and done.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll wrap this thing up here pretty quick because I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got some football you got to play on College Football 25 and get ready for tomorrow. So if you have a question for CJ, drop it in the comments. I also want to tell we have 541 people in here right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Drop a like, drop a share. Catch us on all of our socials on the banner down at the bottom. So I'm sure we'll get some questions in here soon. But I do want to share something with you. So we have a guy that watches our show all the time. Mr. Terry Walker. He's out of Texas. I don't actually know his favorite team. I've never asked
UCLA is his team.
Is it UCLA? Okay.
Yes.
So he we've been trying to get this man to do a burger stand forever because he comes up with the greatest concept burgers you'll ever hear. In honor of you guesting with us tonight, he made a Vandy burger, and this is what it is. So in honor of my friend Vandy Chris, which is of course, here's the Vandy burger.
Hold on, he edited it though, so change the roll to a biscuit. Let me just add that.
Oh, okay, all right. So on a crispy toasted biscuit, it will be a beef patty stuffed with a provolone cheese. The beef patty will be breaded and deep fried, then glazed in Nashville hot sauce, topped with some spicy dill pickles and sauteed onions with bacon jam. Does that sound very tasty?
No.
No,
I'm eating it. I'm eating it.
I would devour it, but hey, I had to ask you.
I'd have a heart attack if I ate it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good question. CJ, what has excited you the most with working with Coach Melvin Rice?
Yeah, he's obviously, coaches have their different skill sets and how they teach. So I'm still getting to know Coach Rice, and I'm still, because obviously my time in spring was limited due to when you're an older guy, you don't get as much reps and however that goes. But I'm interested to see how this fall camp goes. I'm gonna hopefully get to know him a lot better because he's a big piece of my future as well. Obviously, I like how he's a relaxed coach, but when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Right.
So I like that about him. He's not one of those coaches that's always going to be in your grill for no reason. But if you mess up, you're going to hear about it, and that's what I like to be coached like that. So.
There you go. I like this comment right here. Ask him where on campus he wants me to build his statue after the season. Thanks, fellas. Big fan of the pod. So there you go. I guess the ideal place if they were going to build a statue for you, where would it be?
I would say right in front of the stadium. I mean, that's normal stuff, but out of the ordinary, I guess I would say right in front of the med lot where they all do like the little tailgate and stuff. I think that'd be pretty good, pretty cool.
Lot two for Trevor. Lot 2, right?
Yeah, I almost got Trevor. I think Trevor was they were tailgating for a baseball game my sophomore year, and I was walking in front of a truck. I was walking, and there was a truck in the middle lane, and I was walking right in behind it, and there was a truck gunning it, almost hit me. But and he saw it too. He was like, it was like slow motion when it happened.
Oh man,
yeah,
that would have been awful.
Talk about becoming the most hated person in the world at that point in Nashville. Good Lord.
Right. So I got a couple plays that you've made in college. Number one, the strip sack touchdown against Missouri. The play against Ray Davis last year where you stuck him and he went off the field for a couple plays. He felt that one. And
that was beautiful.
Early in your career, you almost had an interception against Alabama. Your body just didn't contort all the way to get it. What has been the biggest play in your career that will stand out forever for you?
Yeah, I think obviously you named a couple good plays. One play I'll never forget was the Alabama pick the Alabama opportunity where I should have been a pick six. It was just I was too young to make that play, But the play that happened that will stick with me forever would be the Missouri play. All week, me and Coach Lazinski was talking about. I was like, because every week you put in new plays, like just plays that we ran before, but you add stuff to it. And we added a play called LeBron, and I was like, all right. And it was a nickel blitz, and I was excited for it all week. And then on film, we would see where the Cody Schrager, the Missouri running back, he would always cut. And there's really no way to defend that. It's you can either guess and whiff it, or you can jump over it. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. And Coach Lazinski was like, you're gonna have to try it or it's gonna hurt. And I had broke my hand my freshman year, so every time I landed on it at the time, it would hurt. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. So we ran it first play in the first half, and he cut me, and I landed on it. I'm like, dang. So then I had to get it taped, and then I was like, all right, we called it again. I look up to the press. I'm like, why you keep calling this play? And obviously we did it. So then I was running and I was like, all right, I'm not getting cut again. So I just jumped. And then when I landed it, I was like, oh my gosh. And then that's what happened.
That's awesome. That is great. Good question for you. What local spot should I eat at if I come watch a Vandy game this year in Nashville?
Local spot. Jack Brown's, I guess. I mean, Jack Brown's is great. It's expensive, but it's great. Trap House Wings is good over there. It's by TSU. It's a good place to eat. And then what's another one?
CJ, you haven't said Hattie B's.
Oh no, Helen's. That's what you need. Helen's is better than Hattie B's. Helen's.
Okay.
Yeah, the fried fish is good.
Sit down, Chris. He knows. He knows. Anonymous says Satco for taco rocks for tacos. Satco for tacos. Guess they're in Nashville. I've never heard of Satco. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is, Chris? I've never heard of that.
I haven't been there.
Okay, well there you go. Okay. This is this is a good one right here. Which stadium besides the Vols do you like to try and send the fans home crying? Ooh.
What's another? I mean, Kentucky's field's horrible. That stadium is, we already beat them there, so I wouldn't say not them. Maybe South Carolina. I would say, yeah, South Carolina would be a stadium that it's so annoying there, but it's a good environment. That Gamecock or whatever that sound is but it's a good stadium. I like it there, so it's a good place to play.
We got to break that streak this year.
Yeah,
it's got to end this year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, I think you have one final question for him because we don't want to keep him too long.
This is always the toughest question for everybody that we've had on. When times are the toughest and you're facing a really dark time, let's say you got beat 65-0 and you're on a long bus ride home. It's dark. You're feeling really bad about yourself. Who is the one person in your contact list that you can call that's going to get your mind right and get you back where you belong?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few. I would say there's a few people I can call that, especially if they know I went through like a loss or something. Like, I won't have to worry about talking about football. I won't have to worry about talking about my game or how I played or none of that. I mean, obviously, which most people, this would probably be the answer. My mom, she knows that, like, regardless if I play good or bad, or I could had the best game of my life that could potentially get me drafted. We're gonna celebrate it, and if it didn't go well, we won't talk about it. And then obviously she'll wait until I talk about it. Like, if I initiate a conversation about it, she'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't have to. If I call her after a game and she knows that it didn't go well, I ain't got to worry about her bringing it up or nothing like that. And then my girlfriend, she knows, like, I hate talking about football with her. Like, I just hate talking about football when I'm not playing football. I don't want to talk about it. And that's one reason why, like, sometimes I struggle going back home to McMinnville is because, like, everybody, all they want to do is talk football. And, that's something that I'm not interested in sometimes. So I would say my mom and my girlfriend, those are two people that I don't have to really worry about. They don't suck the football out of me the whole time. So
there you go.
Gotcha.
Well,
so you bring up a really – hold on. I got one good question real quick because he brings up a good point. He doesn't like to talk football. So when you're not playing football, like, what are your actual hobbies that you have that take you away from football?
I play the video game a lot.
I was about to say video games is one of them.
Yeah, like I like playing football games. I just don't but when I'm playing the game, I don't ever think about it like, oh, hey, it's cover 2, so what would I be doing in this? Or if I'm watching like an NFL game, we had a meeting over this one time, and they were like, when you're watching the football game, are you watching it as a fan or are you watching it as a player? I'm like, I'm watching it as a fan. I'm watching the ball. I don't watch anything they're doing on defense. Obviously, they're blitzing. I'm like, oh yeah, he might be blitzing, but I don't look at it. Like, I'm looking at the quarterback. and then whoever is throwing it to.
Sure.
So I would say watching football and playing video games are a hobby of mine. And then, I have a puppy, which she's in my room right now. But, I'm a dog dad. So
Gotcha.
that's one of my hobbies, taking her out, making sure she's living her best life.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I guess fine. I'll take the final question,
Well,
and then we'll get
real
out of here.
quick, I got one
Okay.
last question for him.
Oh my gosh, go for it, Chris.
Of your Vanderbilt teammates, who is the one teammate you would recommend to come on, climb off in the boot, and get carried out into the deep water for an interview with us?
Are you looking for a fun experience, or like a guy that's going to make everybody laugh, or like a guy that's like you want an O lineman, or do you want like a skilled guy that brings some attention to the pod?
We're not biased in any form or fashion.
Yeah,
No.
we're not biased.
I would say I'll give you two guys' names.
Okay.
Gunnar Hansen
Okay.
and Kobe Taylor. Kobe Taylor is funny, so I would say Kobe Taylor or Gunnar Hansen.
Okay.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
We'll hit them up tomorrow.
Like I
There
said,
you go.
I'll put a word in too for both of them. Gunner's my roommate, so
Perfect.
Okay.
yeah, I'll put a word in with Kobe, and then whoever y'all want, or both of them. It doesn't matter.
Does that mean Gunnar will be sitting exactly where you are?
Probably.
Nice. Nice.
I love that. That's awesome.
All right.
All right. So final thing. So because I'm an NFL fan, you said you watch NFL football. If somebody could pick you up, and you could pick today what team that is, what team is it?
Double T.
No, I'm a Cowboys fan, so hopefully the Cowboys pick me up.
The
And
Cowboys.
as soon as I joined this, and I seen you wearing that ugly Green Bay hat, I'm like,
It is.
But
It's true.
it's
It's true, man. Look, here's the thing, though. I'm not a bandwagon Green Bay fan. I've been a Green Bay fan since I was like 4 years old. So in my defense, like, I should get a little bit of moxie just for that. But, Dez did not catch it. I'm just going to say it.
no, stop it. No, we should have went to the Super Bowl that year. I was hurt. I was like 12. I was hurt.
I know.
I was hurt.
It was rough. And I mean, they changed the rule for it, and I get it. Now we know what a catch is, and that all. If that never would have happened, we would never know what a catch is, really. So
That's true. I would say Dallas. Dallas, I would rather go to the Cowboys,
yeah.
Houston, Tampa, Miami, or Tennessee, or the Titans.
Okay. There you go.
Very nice.
TJ Taylor, starting safety, Vanderbilt football. Thank you so much for joining the boot, man. I know you're going to be busy this season. We would love to get you on sometime mid-season, check in with you. It's been a blast. You're welcome anytime. That was absolutely fantastic. So, man, get in there, kick some butt on College Football 25, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me. I'd love to join again sometime.
For sure, man.